Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is a continuation of last week's episode. Join me on my journey to find the best vanilla ice cream that you can buy from your local Aussie supermarket. Settle in and let's get into it. This week we're going to try all the premium products. In last week's episode we did the value products. If you haven't seen that episode yet, here's a link. In that episode everything was $4 or less per litre. For today's products, as you can see here, they're all over $5.50 per litre to as high as nearly $30 a litre. First up for today, Woolworths Vanilla Bean. This product is indicating 22% fresh cream being used. Let's see how it tastes. Whilst I do like the consistency of the ice cream, it's nice and thick. It's somewhat creamy, but it's a little lacking on the flavour side of things. Whether it's the sweetness or the creaminess, it's a bit bland and very forgettable. The Woolworths Vanilla Bean, 6.5 out of 10. Up next, Buller Creamy Classics Vanilla. This one also indicates made with fresh milk and cream. 20% fresh cream. Let's see how it tastes. The Buller Creamy Classics Vanilla. Texture and consistency I really like. This one I really like the sweetness and the flavouring of it. The creaminess is really good as far as my personal preference is concerned. It's just not quite rich enough. A 7.5. Up next we have the Indulge Vanilla Bean. This one is a product from Aldi supermarkets. This product does not indicate how much cream is actually used. It just says it contains some. It's probably no coincidence that it looks extremely similar to the Connoisseur Gourmet ice cream. I would assume they're suggesting these two are direct competitors. Let's see if that's the case. Starting first with the Aldi Indulge. Texture and consistency is very good. Nothing to complain about here. The richness and creaminess is good. The flavouring is quite good. It's definitely a step up from the Woolworths we just had. The sweetness doesn't taste all that natural to me. As a whole, it is a good product overall. The Aldi Indulge gets a 7.5 out of 10. Up next, Coles Irresistible Vanilla Bean. Now again, despite this being a slightly more premium sort of product, they're not revealing how much cream is actually used in this. Let's find out how it tastes. Whilst I do like the consistency of the ice cream, it's nice and thick. It's somewhat creamy, but it's a little lacking on the flavour side of things. It's actually very similar to the Woolworths Vanilla Bean 1 litre. Whether it's the sweetness or the creaminess, it's a bit bland and very forgettable. I did have another quick sample of the Woolworths just off camera, and I can confirm the Woolworths is slightly better in terms of its flavouring. I think it's perhaps I don't really enjoy the way this product has been flavoured. The difference is very small, but it is there. As such, for the Coles Irresistible, it gets a 6 out of 10. Up next, we have a bit of a wild card. Kirkland Signature Super Premium Vanilla Ice Cream. If you're familiar with Costco, Kirkland is their in-house brand. This one made with real California milk. The biggest surprise with this one, out of all the products we have here today, this has the highest cream content at 41%. Sugars is about on par. Fats are definitely quite high. Because the fats are high expectations here. Expecting this one to be quite creamy. Let's find out. What a pleasant surprise. The consistency is really good. It does have the same kind of consistency as something that comes straight from an ice cream machine. It's quite rich. It is, however, a little bit on the sweet side of things, which I don't really enjoy. You can definitely taste the extra cream content in this. The Kirkland Super Premium Vanilla Ice Cream. 8 out of 10. I actually thought it was one of the best so far, until I compared it back to back with the Connoisseur. This particular product actually uses less cream, but in saying so, it's also lower in fat, which is good. Sugar content's about average, but this product is really getting up there in terms of price. Is it as good as we think it's going to be? and let's get into it. Now this sticky consistency is a lot more like it. What a difference. The Connoisseur Gourmet ice cream. It's like eating out of an ice cream machine. That's how fresh this tastes compared to the rest so far. It's smooth, it's rich, and I really enjoy the flavor of this. If I had to pick a fault, if it was a tiny bit less sweet, then this really would be perfect. Let's go back to an earlier question. How does the Audi Indulge, which has very similar packaging, compare to the Connoisseur? The Audi Indulge is a very good effort. Considering it's half the price, can't really complain. It very much deserves its 7.5. But it's definitely not in the same ballpark with the Connoisseur, which is a solid 9.5. Up next, the Buller Murray Street Vanilla Bean. All right, this one is indicating 25% fresh cream. All things considered, the fat content is okay. Quite high on sugar though. Texture is good. It's got the consistency of fresh ice cream, much like the Connoisseur. It's creamy. Definitely tastes like fresh ice cream. However, and there's a big but with this one. I was not expecting this, and I've tried this multiple times off camera. I've even gotten some friends and family to try it as well, just to make sure it's not me. There is a weird, bitter aftertaste to this ice cream. And I have a big problem with that. I don't particularly like the way that this is flavored. And that's a shame, really. This is a good ice cream. The flavor's just not for me. As such, best I can do, 5.5 out of 10. Up next, Sara Lee French Vanilla. I've heard rumors Sara Lee might be going bust. If that's the case, that's quite a shame. Make sure to go try this before they do. This is an Australian company with quite a lot of history. Again, this does not indicate just how much fresh cream is actually used. But let's see how it tastes. Looking very promising so far. The texture and consistency seems to be very good. It definitely appears to be fresh ice cream. Yes. I definitely do like this one. Texture is fantastic, creaminess is excellent, and the flavor is very good as well. This is a tricky one. I need a second helping. I think the Connoisseur just tops this because the Connoisseur, I can't get sick of eating it. Whereas this one, because of the French vanilla, it is quite rich. After a couple of big scoops, that's about enough. I think it's a bit too rich for me to continue eating this. The Sara Lee gets 9 out of 10. Up next, we have the Gelato Artisanal Ice Cream. This one here is a triple vanilla. This one indicates 26% real cream. Let's find out how it tastes. The standout is its texture. It's very thick, very creamy. In terms of flavor, it's not too sweet. Happy to report, it is very nice. And so it should be, considering the price. This costs $12.50 for 475 milliliters, making it the second most expensive product we're going to try today. As far as taste goes, Gelato, 10 out of 10. And we've saved the absolute best for last. Häagen-Dazs Vanilla. This is by far the priciest one of the lot. It comes in at nearly $30 a litre. Just very quickly, this is also a very high 39% fresh cream. That's excellent. All I want to know is, how does it taste? Let's get into it. It's very thick. Yes, it's really, really expensive. However, wow. I don't think anything else even comes close to what this tastes like. It's extremely creamy. The texture and consistency of the ice cream is fantastic. The vanilla flavors are also really well judged. Its balance is not overpowering. And I'm not just saying that. The first time I had it was actually overseas, and I remember it left a really big impression on me. And coming back to it for the first time in a long time, it's still just as good as I remembered. It almost seems unfair having this compared on a scale of 1 to 10. The Häagen-Dazs Vanilla. I'm going to break my own rules slightly. You are getting something that stands head and shoulders above the rest. This one gets 11. This video is getting a bit long, so I'll sum it up really quickly. In terms of absolute flavour, Haagen-Dazs is definitely number one, followed by Elato, Connoisseur, and Sara Lee. In terms of the overall rankings, here are my top 5. First place, and very surprisingly, Street's Blue Ribbon 2 litre vanilla. This one offers excellent value for money, it offers a reasonable taste, and the ingredient score is quite good because it's low in fat. In second place, a very surprising result, Haagen-Dazs half litre. This one purely because it tastes the best, and it's got some bonus points for having quite a lot of fresh cream used. Keep in mind, it's a once in a while treat. It offers pretty much no value for money. In third place, another surprising result, the Aldi Silver Scoop 2 litre. This one offers an acceptable taste score, good use of fresh cream, and very good value for money. It's a good all-rounder. In fourth place, Street's Blue Ribbon Light Vanilla. Very much the same reasons as the regular vanilla. This is a low-fat version. And in fifth place, another good all-rounder, the Buller Generic 2 litre Vanilla. It does everything really well, just like the Aldi Silver Scoop. And finally, if you just needed a big tub for a kids' party, the best value for money, the Woolworths Generic Vanilla 4 litre. It's the best of all 3 supermarket generic brands. I've really enjoyed making this episode. And one takeaway point in this episode, not everything in life is as simple as ice cream. In this case, at least, a more expensive product is actually noticeably better. Not everything is like that in life, but it's really comforting to know that it's true in this case. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. See you next time.